I am seriously excited about this video because we have just hit 60,000 subscribers and holy shit, that is amazing. A few days ago, I went to the store with my sister and I bought a cake in preparation so that I could celebrate, and by the time I'm recording this, I've already eaten like a quarter of it. Why? I have an imponderable case of imposter syndrome, and I convinced myself that every video is the video where everyone realizes I tricked you, I never had taste, it was a lie, and you all unsubscribe. I promise I have an actual review video coming next time, but because this is kind of, you know, a day to celebrate, I figured we'd do what I want to do, and I wanted to do some BTS edits. If you've never seen a reimagining video from me before, it's a series on my channel where I take a handful of eras from a certain group and I make an edit for each era. I also come up with a fantasy album for each reimagine. Now, it's important to note I don't do every single era from a group, and especially not BTS, they have an insanely long discography. So we're gonna start around like 2015 and then we're just gonna kind of jump around until we hit some of the more recent releases. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be done, because I make the rules, my channel. Funnily enough, a lot of the songs I picked for the reimagines are older than even BTS, and some of these groups that I've chosen have been called cringy or sellouts or too mainstream, and I'm sure someone in the comments is gonna roll their eyes at my choices, and you know what, people love to say the same things about BTS, so I don't care. I think cringe culture is bullcrap, and you know, let people like what they like. So there's a lot of older mainstream music that isn't quite old enough to be quote-unquote cool again, but I don't really care. I love music, I love editing, and I love BTS. Here are the rules. If you are wearing headphones, you definitely need to be wearing both for this video. Some of these songs have entire layers dedicated to different headphones, and you will lose so much if you're only wearing one. There are 8 edits in this video, so get a snack. I originally made a lot more, including one for Dope, but Dope is filmed to simulate a one-shot video, and that makes it very hard to edit. Thank you, Big Hit, you are so sexy. And finally, just enjoy yourself, you know, let it wash over you, enjoy it with an open mind. Happy 60,000 subscribers, I love you guys. Okay, so this one's a little weird, so I don't know why I put it first, except that it chronologically comes first. Now, this is not a fact, it's more of just a speculation, but BTS sort of has 3 primary kinds of music videos. Category 1 is sort of videos with limited to no side shots or B-roll, which is going to emphasize the choreography since there's basically nothing else to look at, and the video was designed to make the choreo look its coolest. Then there's the polar opposite, where there's a ton of side shots and B-roll and little to no choreography, which is going to emphasize narrative and story content, as well as the emotional theme to the era. And this is sort of the category that Run falls into. The third is a pretty even mix of specific choreo shots and specific side shots, which is ultimately going to emphasize the coolest parts of the song. And there are other types of music videos out there. I mean, TXT is releasing full-on short films at this point, but let's focus on the second category for now. I chose Disloyal Order of Water Buffaloes because it's one of my favorite Fall Out Boy songs for one of my favorite Fall Out Boy albums, and you can tell from the title alone that they were definitely in that phase, but I think it aged quite well. I love these sorts of scraped knees and wasted youth sort of songs. The brittle, strung out, deeply honest tone of Run's video goes very well with the line, "Detox just to retox." In my mind, this fantasy album would have other "How Did We Get Here and What Are We Doing" anthems for being young, like Work It Out, Shots, and 27. Overall, I think the sort of strung out melody and the guitar kind of goes well with the hazy, a little bit dark shots of Run, because Run itself is a very uplifting and bright sort of song, but the music video is actually quite darkly tinted, so I think it went well. We are living in the year 38 ARME, after Raining Men era. That is a history fact. You can put that on your college admissions. I am a professional. This song split music into two categories, before Raining Men and after Raining Men. And when working with Blood, Sweat, and Tears, I couldn't figure out for the life of me what song I wanted to use, and it was a happy accident to figure out that I had at some point downloaded Raining Men for editing and then never used it. And thus, what better fits the most ragged, sexy, but still elegant edge to Blood, Sweat, and Tears other than rip off the roof and stay in bed? I thought it was a little funny to imagine that not only are they singing about the Raining Men, but they also are the Raining Men. There are little sprinkles of post-disco influence in the video, the shoes, the color filters, the silk collars. Member-wise, Wings is a Jimin era, but for It's Raining Men, I think it's absolutely Hobie. He's got the burnt orange hair and these gold shoes. Man is insane. What else do you need? I'd want this album to be very nightclubs and scarves, the kind of album where everything's a bit risky and very flirty, and everything you say comes out just a bit gayer than you meant it to. I want Get Some on this album. I want Girls, Girls, Boys on this album. I want every song with an innuendo in its title on this album. Gold shoes, silk collars, getting soaking wet. The Joshua Tree album still hasn't fully reached the end of its influence even 30 years after its initial release. This is truly one of the greatest albums in music. We're not just talking rock albums. Joshua Tree changed music. Some of the inspiration for this album came from the idea of the American desert and the spirituality of isolation. The Joshua Tree is the tree that survives in the desert even without rain, and that kind of reminded me a lot of the visual motif of isolation in Spring Day. Where the Streets Have No Name has a rolling, spreading undercurrent in its guitar, and I wanted to combine that sound with the feeling of traveling and searching that Spring Day puts out. Themes of movement and loneliness play huge roles in both of these pieces, and letting those hopeful, saddened, longing lyrics go over the scenes of searching and finding and losing and waiting made the whole thing come together. I definitely want some Florence on this album. I'm thinking Cosmic Love. I want Into the Wild by LP, which is the one song from that Chase commercial that actually was really well used. And maybe something by Hozier. I'd want it to be very spiritual, close to the elements, always on the go, always longing.
You told me about, you bite your nail until you sell me out, baby. I know the truth, I'm about to air it out, cause I need somebody who's gonna hold me down. Always accusing me of running around, you throwing rocks in a glass house, baby. You know I got people all over town, and I need somebody who's gonna hold me down. I don't hate to play it, oh I sure don't hate the game, but I'm about to make a movie, and I need you out frame, cause mama, deep beats no fool. I said mama, so what your girls like you? You won't never catch me sipping, you will never catch me sleep. Girl, you must be tripping, trying to run around on me.
I did this one for fun and for choreo and for color swatch purposes. I'll be honest with you, I've really enjoyed a lot of Fitz and the Tantrums over the years. They're a group that just seems to want to pursue sounds they've never heard before, and I dig it. They remind me a bit of Smashing Pumpkins in that sense, but we'll talk about Smashing Pumpkins another day. When I think color concept, DNA it's a go-to. The color scheme in this video, the sets, the clothes, the hair, the CG, it's all neons and summers and juice commercials, and DNA is one of my favorite BTS videos because of that. Pairing it with Fool was a bit of a no-brainer. The pop and bounce of the song juices up exactly the same veins as DNA's color concept. I will say there's a bit of a shot loss here during the dance. I did not cut the shots this way. There's just genuinely no frames between this one and this one. So making the dance fold with the beat was an exercise in using all three of my brain cells. But I think it came out really fun. I really enjoyed making this one. I don't know if I've said this before, but I cannot look away from Jungkook when it comes to DNA. His charm is radiant. This is the single most boy band that BTS has ever been, and I love it. It's candy, just like Namjoon's hair. On this album, I want everything sun-soaked. I want Love Drunk, I want Shark in the Water, I want Take a Walk, or any of the songs from the Picture Show album by Neon Trees. Shake It was a hit for a reason. Metro Station had one moment, but they used it so well. Shake It is every car headlight driving by your window blinds at night, and neon gas station signs in the dark, gas on the road, broken AC, and what we do when we turn out the lights. If ever there were a moment where BTS's boy band feeling topped DNA, it's Fake Love. I swear to you, when I first saw this music video, I deadass said out loud, ah, yes, the emo stuff. Look at Jimin's highlights. They went to one MCR concert and it was all lost from there. And I love it. I love it. I think it's hilarious and it's delicious and I love it. Album-wise, I'm thinking maybe some emo rock or pop to go with those pants, Time Bomb by All Time Low, Crush 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 by Paramore, and Gives You Hell by the All American Rejects. The Pointer Sisters invented music. As far as I'm concerned, we owe them a lot for all they've done for us. The vocals in this song are through the roof with emotion, passion, technical brilliance, and of course, excitement. I'm So Excited is a song about sex, make no mistake, but I wanted to combine the most candy-colored parts of the melody with all the pink spun sugar that Boy With Love has to offer. It's a delicious music video, and it was a bit tricky to work with. It's a little like Dope. It's not meant to be all one shot, but it does simulate this continuous line of movement out of both axes. These shots are seriously long, the variations in framing are very tiny or insignificant, and so cropping things together can feel a bit uncomfortable. This video is starved of side shots, and while it's very successful in its execution, man is it difficult to work with. Nonetheless, if there's anyone I would put my mind to task for, it's the Pointer Sisters. On this album, we're looking at songs like I Wanna Dance With Somebody by Whitney, September by Earth, Wind & Fire, and maybe some Madonna, anything that incites that post-disco vibe.
I know I could lie, but I'm telling the truth. Wherever I go, there's a shadow of you. I know I could try looking for something new, but wherever I go, I'll be looking for you. Some people lie, but they're looking for magic. Others, they're quietly going insane. I feel alive when I'm close to the madness. No easy love could ever make me feel the same. I know I could lie, but I won't lie to you. Wherever I go, you're the ghost in the room. I don't even try looking for something new, 'cause wherever I go, I'll be looking for you. Some people try, but they can't find the magic. Others get down on their knees and they pray. I come alive when I'm close to the madness. No easy love could ever make me feel the same. Make me feel the same. Make me feel the same, same. I know I can lie, but I'm telling the truth. Wherever I go, there's a shadow
like OneRepublic a lot. They have this trend of releasing the one song I want to play for the next 5 years, which explains why my taste is always 5 years behind. Wherever I Go is as catchy as it is haunting, and what I kind of wanted to play with was adding each of the different layers of the music video in as each different layer of production comes in. It kind of summons all the ghosts hiding away in the Black Swan video. Every shadow plays so well with the verses and the production. Every raw dance shot or stage weep sways right into the polished, scary gravitas. To partner with this song, I'd love to see more developments into fear and personal hauntings, tracks like Use Somebody and Dirty Paws.
I'm rising up from the ground, from the bottom, can't hold me down, hold me down, hold me down. All my wolves begin to howl, wake me up, the time is now. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming. Wild things that turn me on, drag my dark into the dark. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming. There's a revolution coming. There's a revolution coming. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming. There's a revolution coming. There's a revolution coming. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming.
The score really only has one kind of sound to their music, but if you're feeling that emotion, they satisfy like no one else. Legend is my favorite song, but Revolution is good too. If you guys have seen my review of Map of the Soul 7, you'll know that I feel that On has a very strong cathartic narrative, and so given the lyricism and the story-like progression of Revolution, the combination felt fitting. Revolution has these themes of self-doubt and chasing ambition, rising to the challenge and summoning your courage, and all of that rolls out over these battle scenes and these empty fields and this ongoing story of Jin carrying his bird. I think it works pretty well, and there's some equivalent power at play in both pieces. In an album to go with Revolution, it might be a mistake to put Legend because it's a stronger song, but I really do like it. I would love to see it here. And then a few tracks like One for the Money, The Great Escape, and Sunday, stuff that kind of starts angrier and then becomes more and more cathartic as it goes along until you sort of break free. And that's the video. God, I really hope it's going to be not terribly long when I get down to editing it, but I wanted to celebrate because we hit 60K, and that's really cool, and I'm really happy for it. So thank you truly for 60,000 subscribers. I'm hoping that I will talk to you guys as soon as I can. I'm going to get some reviews out there, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.